me, baby, can I get mine? If you follow me, baby, can I get mine? If you follow me, baby, can I get mine? If you follow me,
run it up, run it up. Nikae macho ama nilale. You always take your time before nikuone. Now I never believe whatever you promise. Then you keep me on red from Monday to Monday. What is missing in my bed? Cause it's feelings in my head saying that there's somebody else for you. Like them kisses on your neck and that tattoo on your chest really got me second guessing you. Haunitaki si uniwache, kila mtu akae na wake. Now that you got what you wanted, can you just please let me go? Haunitaki si uniwache.
If you follow me, baby, can I get mine? If you follow me, baby, can I get mine? If you follow me, baby, can I get mine? If you follow me,
run it up, run it up. Nikae macho ama nilale. You always take your time before nikuone. Now I never believe whatever you promise. Then you keep me on red from Monday to Monday. What is missing in my bed? Cause it's feelings in my head saying that there's somebody else for you. Like them kisses on your neck and that tattoo on your chest really got me second guessing you. Haunitaki si uniwache, kila mtu akae na wake. Now that you got what you wanted, can you just please let me go? Haunitaki si uniwache, kila mtu akae na wake. Now that you got what you wanted, can you just please let me go?
If you follow me, baby, can I get mine? If you follow me, baby, can I get mine? If you follow me, baby, can I get mine? If you follow me, if you follow me.
Strictly sidekick, but you there's a side piece, giving that the vibes ain't looking the same. Feeling you did touch, ain't making a lot of excuse for everywhere you used to go. But you know I'm Pisces, I don't do no undercover. Anything I want, nakamka kama mina kanga rada na ukiwainda ndanya. I put this shit together, nikana ikaranga. What is missing in my bed? Cause it's feelings in my head saying that there's somebody else for you. Run it up, them kisses on your neck and that tattoo on your chest really got me second guessing you. Haunitaki si uniwache, kila mtu akae na wake. Now that you got what you wanted, can you just please let me go? Haunitaki si uniwache, kila mtu akae na wake. Now that you got what you wanted, can you just please let me go?
Wait to me like that. Wait to me like that. Wait to me like that. Wait to me like that.
Show with your host, none other than Jody.
Yes, good
Interrupts
afternoon.
all the way in Switzerland. Love, respect, and justice for all.
Period. Good afternoon. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Happy Friday. We've made it to the end of the week. It's Friday. Yay. 32 minutes past the top of the hour. Apologies for being late, but better late than never. I hope your week has been fantastic. And welcome to another episode of the Pan African Bliss. My name is Joby. For those who are here for the first time, shout out to all our amazing Black Hot Fire Network listeners. I hope your week again has been amazing and wishing you a beautiful weekend ahead. Whatever plans you have, kindly be safe. Take care, and of course, welcome to today's conversation. As we talk about what is happening in the 254, we have, of course, the issue of Ebola, which we saw yesterday. Our very own puppet is agreeing with the American puppet, Trump, to bring the people who have been affected by Ebola or who have contaminated Ebola that is in Kenya. We discussed a little bit of this yesterday. So, of course, I'm going to pick it up from there as we see actually how now we have, of course, the High Court, which has suspended the Kenya-US Ebola quarantine deal, which is some good news. And, of course, we also have the Katiba Institute, which sued the government over the proposed Ebola quarantine. And not just that, Kenyans are so mad, and Kenyans are actually waking up every day questioning which country is this that we're living in. Are we living in Kenya or are we living in another country? So I'll be sharing much more of that as we continue, much more of the conversation. We have also the WHO head who has said that Ebola outbreak can be stopped as he arrives in the DRC Congo. So apparently, most of the people say that Ebola has no cure. So then we have the WHO saying that this can be stopped. So which is which? If there's cure, why is it that we can't save the people who have been contaminated or affected by this particular, outbreak that is going on, and commonly mostly in Uganda and DRC Congo? How comes they have never been able to help these countries, which we know majorly, like we discussed yesterday, Uganda and Kenya are the major countries that we see Ebola literally outbreaking from, because we've never had any case of Ebola in Kenya ever. I've never heard of a case of Ebola in Tanzania ever. I've never heard of a case of Ebola in any other African country. Majorly, it's always DRC and Uganda. So we're going to be talking about that as you see how they're going to curb the situation. Much more of the conversation, we have Julius Malema, who is saying right now that the Ghanaians are gone, and 300 of them now being gone. How many 300 jobs have the South Africans so far created? Which is a good question. But this end, on the other end, is also criticizing Ghana for evacuating their citizens. And I wonder what he wants actually Ghana to do. But we're going to also be sharing much more of the videos as we see still these people's behavior, how they are caning and beating up people. It's really, really getting out of hand. And I'm going to be sharing much more of that conversation as we see also Ghana did take a serious action on ruling out automatic lease renewal of the South Africa Goldfield Takwara mines as of 2027. So it's a tit for tat right now. I say this is going to be affecting this country in many different ways. I talked about tourism, but I didn't see Ghana taking these actions immediately, of course, after evacuating their citizens out of South Africa. But much more of the conversation also is coming from yesterday, it left a pending conversation about Macron saying that they're looking forward to be returning looted artifacts. So join me as we discuss much more of these conversations and what is happening in Africa. But with that being said, remember you can grab our application on the Google Play Store and get yourself organic supplements. With that being said, you know the norm of what I share. Grab yourself some and hope you stay healthy, because your health is your wealth.
Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just one capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
And of course, karibuni sana. As we start immediately with the conversation of today, we have news and reports that landed yesterday in our table, or in majority of the Kenyans, of course, tabs, where we have the agreement that has been made without the consent. This is what we talk about public participation, which is never actually, there's never anything like public participation. This is not a discussion or a decision that was aired out to see how Kenyans are going to feel about this. This is Ruto being so greedy and his fellow politicians taking money, doing everything but not literally to make Kenyans safe, to make Kenyans feel satisfied, to make Kenyans always stressed and devastated. This is the worst government we've ever had. And I love the fact that people, not even this morning, but since this information landed on many of us phones, tablets, whatever you're watching or you're using to get information. Many people have expressed anger and confusion at the same time because you're not understanding where our country is actually heading. This is really, really crazy, and things are getting out of hand in this country. We've seen Macron here. We've seen our lands being given to the UAE. We've seen many decisions being made without that so-called public participation. And yet these are the biggest preachers of democracy. Just like we saw yesterday, Joshua Maponga saying, these are the biggest preachers of democracy every single time they go out or they're on interviews. They keep on talking about, oh, you know, we value democracy. Our country is our democratic nonsense. It doesn't work. It's not applying anywhere where it favors the people who are the majority. It's favoring the minority, and it's because they're doing everything against the majority. Every day, people, man, I've seen now people trying to catch up with how I've been feeling, because every time I look at the phone every morning, man, I must get mad, because every update, not just from Kenya, but Africa, really will piss you off. It will piss you off. Everything to do with politics, it will just piss you off, because there's nothing we're seeing progressive. It's always just some negative stuff. Every day you wake up to negative things. There's no day where I come here and talk about even positive things happening if it's not from the Alliance Sahel states, literally. Because these are the three major working countries currently. The rest, there are companies being managed by some crooks, greedy, corrupt, nepotic, tribalic type of people in these seats. This is really, really crazy. So we had yesterday the United States, which of course, collaborating with the government of Kenya, did plan to open an Ebola quarantine center in Kenya for the American citizens. Now, as we talk about this, you know, it's crazy. And this is a shout out against Money saying and asking, is Kenya a dumping site? It's not just Kenya. Africa is a dumping site. Africa has become a dumping site. Every time we have refugees who have been refused in other countries, they're supposed to be dumped in Africa. These are people we don't know even what they're contaminated with, leave alone even now these Ebola people. We have some refugees who come here, and shout out to Kamlesh who also said, understanding the white people's behavior, they never settle in one place. They're always everywhere. White people will not just come and be put in Kenya. They're not even going to follow up those quarantine, what is it called? Laws or decisions or whatever. The decisions that are supposed to, the rights that are supposed to be followed, the laws. Should I call them the laws? You know? They're not, the rules, sorry, not the laws. The rules, they're not going to follow the quarantine rules. They're going to be everywhere. The next minute, you're going to see them in Tanzania. The next minute, you're going to see them somewhere. They're just going to be everywhere. Africa has become a dumping site. And we have to start realizing this. And it's even too late for us to realize, because there's so much that has been dumped here for us to clean. It's already too late. We're talking about pesticides that have been banned in other countries. Africa are actively using them. And then you wake up every day as a farmer, you're asking yourself, why is my farm not producing the way it used to do years ago? You have to go back and understand what is it that you did that has damaged your soil. You're being forced to accept genetically modified seeds, and you're not talking about this enough. You're being told to vaccinate your cows. You're not talking about this enough. We have baby formulas that we've talked about that are in Africa, and not just Africa, but globally. And yet we're not even looking for ways of how we can stop having these baby formulas in our supermarkets, in our shops. We're still actually much promoting these companies that are killing babies. There's so much that has been dumped on us, and we keep on adapting. We keep on adapting. Shout out to Julius Maponga again. Joshua Maponga, you know, for saying that we have the European mindset, but we are the African body. We want to be so much like the white people, living like the white people, not understanding how this is actually destroying our culture, as Africans, destroying our health, destroying our governance, our politics, our education, our thinking. It's really crazy. Well, let me get into it. They're saying the Ebola quarantine center in Kenya, that is the United States, reportedly plans to open an Ebola quarantine center in Kenya for American citizens exposed to virus as the outbreak in the DRC continue, rising concerns across the region. The regional health concerns continue, and the World Health Organization has recorded confirmed Ebola deaths and hundreds of suspected cases in DRC as neighboring countries continue monitoring the situations. Now we have Rwanda and Uganda, which have closed the borders, of course, restricting the travel of people from the two countries specifically. So you can see other countries are trying to take measures on protecting their citizens. But Ruto, who is Ruto? Who is Ruto? Who is Ruto? Who is really Ruto? Ruto is that guy. But shout out to Kenyans for being very alert. And shout out to Dr. Mombi, I heard her say the same thing. What these people can't fathom is the awakening in this country, and they're trying as much as they can to dumb it down, to slow it down. But the genie is out of the bottle, like Keith quotes. The genie is already out of the bottle. You can't. Kenyans are so awake. And I'd say the worst mistake these people ever did is even allow Mwai Kibaki, which was very beneficial to us. And that is what Ruto is taking away from us. Ruto wants the next generation of this generation that is, let's say people like my brother, even my brother is even done with school. People younger than my brother. Ruto wants these people to be so dumbed down education-wise so that we can go back to the generation of people who could not critically think, question the system, question the governance, the politicians, question our health, question the things that we can see this generation questioning. Because that is what the system of Mwai Kibaki's education did. We gained so much freedom of education. We got so much education. And that's why I'd say with the generation that understands or is able to read and understand everything that this government is doing. If you go back to people like my parents, my grandparents, these are people who are denied education. And that is just on facts. That is on facts. These are people who majority, the women grew up being told, hey, so long as you're 15, you're grown enough to get married. So long as you're 15 as a man, you're grown enough to be a man. But you're not being told, apart from all this, there's real life, and which actually is being, your life is being controlled by other elites or by some elites, and including your own people, your own politicians. So the difference between these three other generations and our generation is that we have so much information through education. And Ruto has stopped funding the system of the free education because he wants a damn generation so that he can be here for 20 years. And we're not going to allow this. We're not going to allow this. It's not going to happen. You know, it's today we woke up. It's today. Was it yesterday or... It was yesterday I woke up and I was asking, there's one of my friend I've not seen in a long time, and something just clicked in my head, man. Could it be one of the people who might have been killed in the Maandamanos? Because I'm not seeing this guy like in a long, long time. He's not to be found on social media. He's not to be found on the phone. And now, like, could it be the one of the guys? But I hope not. I really, really hope not. Because the young people are willing to do anything to ensure you're out of power. You're out of this system. And that is what he's trying to do. But we have the Katiba Institute, after we saw that news yesterday, we have the Katiba Institute, which immediately sued the government over the proposed Ebola quarantine. And of course, waking up early this morning, we had the High Court, which suspended the Kenya-US Ebola quarantine deal bars entry of Americans exposed to Ebola. And they're saying that the High Court has temporarily, they should permanently, I don't know why they're doing this temporarily. It should be a permanent suspend. This second guessing is going to get us in trouble. They're supposed to permanently actually suspend this. That's when the High Court has temporarily suspended the controversial Kenya-US Ebola quarantine agreement, blocking the entry of any persons exposed to the deadly Ebola virus into Kenya. The ruling comes amid growing public backlash over reports that the US had pledged 13.5 million. I told you this is all about the money. That is $13.5 million, which is 1.7 billion Kenyan shillings, to support Kenya's Ebola preparedness efforts linked to the proposed quarantine plan. This is really, really crazy. So let me show and share the expressions of Kenyans, because Ruto is going to be the end of us. It's either we become the end of him, or it's going to become the end of us. It's a one-way or two-way traffic.
If you are a Kenyan, you need to watch this video, because what you're about to hear could go down as one of the most controversial and potentially consequential decisions of President Ruto's time in office.
Anything that comes from an international request, it goes by the laws of Kenya. So we will not be breaking the law to have a conversation.
An advice kwa President Ruto. Tayari wa Kenya wanakuchukia. Saizi usiendelee kutafuta vile unachukiwa na Wakenya. Tafuta vile unapendeza.
Exactly. Man, Kenyans already hate you so much. Why can't you just see this? Kenyans already they despise you so much. Ruto is so despised, but this man is going to keep up hiring young people who are unemployed, goons to go. Do you know what actually happened this morning? I'm about to share another video. This morning, we had some paid goons. And this, I understand, is using the money, our public money, and the money, of course, which is he has been given 1.7 billion Kenyan shillings. He has funded goons this morning to go on the streets and say, we are welcoming Ebola in our country. This morning, this man is doing everything. Man, I'm tired. I'm tired of living in this country. I mean, I'm just tired. Sometimes I sit down and I understand why actually some people run away from their countries. Because, man, it can be too much. It can be too much. It's too much. When is enough enough? This is what literally hit me in my head this morning when I was looking at those goons. And I'm like, man, I understand Africans now who run away from their country at some point. I'm not supporting that. I'm not condoning that. But this actually makes a lot of sense, because you're sitting in a country where you hope things are going to get better, but they're not. And of course, they can't get better if I'm not fighting. And if I keep running, I have to do something about it. But man, sometimes it's really exhausting. It's exhausting. Kenyans already hate you so much. Why won't you try even do right since we're headed towards election? Even try lie to us, man. But no.
Sasa wa Kenya kwa issues zenye wamekuambia. Mambo na Trump na kuweka quarantine ya Ebola hapa Kenya. Apeleke US. Hapa Kenya sisi si wagonjwa. Exactly. Hapa Kenya hakuna mtu wako na Ebola. Hao ndio walienda Kongo kutafuta madini. Sisi hatujaenda huko Kongo kutafuta gold. So wao wangangane na shida zao. Sisi Kenya tuko sawa. Apeleke quarantine wapi? Apeleke quarantine US. Wewe mheshimiwa rais sasa hivi focus on ngangana na mambo ya mafuta. Tengeneza bei ya mafuta.
Personally, if asked, I feel like the safest place right now to take these people would be Uganda, because I think I saw the wife of Museveni saying it was supposed to be Uganda, but I think Museveni, being quite a good, smart dictator, he said no. You know, Museveni and Kagame are quite smart dictators. So I think they said no, because the wife of Museveni said it was supposed to be Uganda. This quarantine was supposed to be taken to Uganda, because I believe that is the safest place, since these are the two countries majorly that have a similarity of this virus, if I'm making sense or making a point, right? These are the countries where these people can be, I don't want to say kept safe, but it's way better rather than bringing these people in a place where there's never been such a case.
Tengeneza mambo na masomo, tengeneza mambo na SHA, tengeneza.
He won't, exactly. He needs to be solving education, but no. This idiot has taken away the funds of free education. Now parents are back to digging back in their pockets to pay the free system of education we were left here by Mwai Kibaki, because Ruto has gotten rid of this. Because they want to bring back a damn society, people who cannot question. That is what they want. This guy will not deal, or he will not talk about how our healthcare system already is not working. The funds that are missing, that Kenyans are paying on this healthcare system, because we had billions of money that were stolen. And if you try follow up the details, the government. Who is the government? Ruto is the government. We are the government, but since that is not what we're taught, we know these people are the government. So the government, Ruto and his people. The education system is not working. The healthcare system is not working. We have floods in this country. Our roads are really pathetic. We have, oh my God.
Barabara, endelea kuweka stima. Wacha kuingia, wacha.
Exactly. There's no electricity in other places. We're seeing Burkina Faso trying to find ways how they can sustain, oh my God, bring electricity in villages, in places where there've never been electricity. Ruto cannot focus on that. Sometimes I always say, I wish there should be some nuclear weapon, and let it save the people who have critical thinking, but the rest need to be wiped out. That is my thought. That is my thinking, because sometimes it's really too much. It's too much. This system needs to collapse. It really needs to. It has to. And as soon as possible, or people are going to go crazy. People are going to go crazy. People are going to get into depression. People are going to go crazy. School is expensive. Healthcare is expensive. Rent is expensive. The internet is expensive. Water bill is expensive. Shout out to one of the people. I saw a video that has been going viral. Come 2040, we're going to now be paying for our fridges. For you to access your fridge, you need to pay monthly subscription. For you to breathe air, you're going to have to pay for monthly subscription of air breathing. For you to eat, you're going to pay monthly subscription for you to allow yourself to... Man, as if it's not enough. This system has to collapse, and as soon as possible. As soon as possible, and globally. Not just America, the dollar, or... No, globally. These puppets have to go. They have to go. This is really crazy, man. I've seen people my age saying, why is it that so much is really happening when it's time for me to become an adult, man? I'm trying to start a business, but there's taxes left, right, and center. I'm trying to sustain my life, but there's Ebola, there's Iran, there's Ruto and taxes. There's just so much.
Tafuta kuchukiwa na Wakenya side. Usipende sana kuchukiwa Wakenya, ama wewe ndio unachukia Wakenya.
The Trump administration has confirmed an arrangement with the Kenyan government to establish quarantine facilities on Kenyan soil for American citizens exposed to Ebola in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And before you ask the obvious question, well, the same...
Kenyatta National Hospital is zero tolerance to corruption. Lies. This is one of the biggest corrupt hospitals I've seen in my goddamn life. Kenyatta Hospital is a zero tolerance of... This is the #1 biggest corrupt hospital in this country. And I said what I said. You even from the name Kenyatta. The one of the most corrupt hospitals. And this is one of the biggest hospitals in East Africa, remember? One of the biggest hospitals in East Africa. In case you didn't know. But this is one of the most corrupt hospitals in this country. I'll never forget how they did my mom. I'll never forget. I'll never forget how I saw people being devastated in that hospital. Doctors drinking tea and gossiping. You have to bribe before you see a doctor. You have to bribe before you get medicines. You have to bribe before you get... This is one of the most corrupt hospitals in this country. Zero tolerance to corruption. BS.
Kenya, whose public hospital regularly runs out of basic supplies, and the same Kenya whose doctors have gone on strike more times than we can count. And the same
I know, they don't even pay their people.
Kenya that is still fighting to properly equip its own health system. That Kenya has just been positioned as America's Ebola waiting room.
And when it comes to infectious diseases, as an expert and a professional, I think many healthcare professionals all over the world will confirm to you that the protocol is nearly the same. It's about protection of the health worker. It's about protection against what we call infectious prevention and control in terms of the spread. And it is about ensuring...
I'm trying to understand, because shout out to something Julius Malema said, and it didn't just apply to South Africans, and which is the topic. South Africans are scared of white people. Now, looking at Africa, because this is Africans. Africans are scared of white people, and I never understand why. Of course, I do understand why. It sounds crazy when I say I don't understand why. I understand why. Africans are scared of white people. So you want to tell me these people, when they come to Kenya, you guys are going to be able to tell them to follow the quarantine rules and they'll obey? Well, they're seeing some nyash there walking around. They won't want to grab some? Huh? Are you sure you guys can make white people follow the protocols or the rules, the quarantine rules, as Africans? Huh? No, you can't. I just saw this morning a white man who was arrested. I don't know for what. I didn't see the details of what he was arrested for, but he was questioning. As an African, you can't question that way anywhere in America. If you're arrested, shut your mouth. That's what they're going to tell you. Or even tase you or beat you to death. You don't have time to question nonsense. I had this white man asking, so what am I going to be eating in prison? Huh? Am I going to be eating your ugali? Am I going to be eating this staple food that you guys have here? That's a white man talking crazy in a court of Kenya today. So you want to tell me, you Negroes that are so weak to the core, to the gut, you're going to tell white people, man, I'm really angered as I talk about this. I'm feeling, I need to calm down. I'm feeling emotional and angered because this is the decision these people are making is really, it's crazy. So you people are going to tell white people what to, are you sure you can tell white people what to do before they spit on your goddamn face? Before they call you niggers? Before they call you all type of abusive names, insults on your face, and you can't do a goddamn thing about it? Because why? The system has been set up to protect them. Because why? Oh, we go back to power. Shout out to Keith, he mentioned that this week. Power. White people have power. Whether Chinese, whether all these Asians, Europeans, these people have power. A system that is protecting them no matter where they are. So you want to tell me you following the health protocols and the health protocols, the health they know. Bullshit. You all feel like smacking someone on the face. Man, I was coming ready prepared for this conversation, and a man dared to try me. I was like, man, I'm gonna punch the shit out of you. Don't try me. Please don't try me. You don't want to see a crazy lady on a midday. Don't try me. I'm already having enough of this country, what it's doing. Don't try me. And that's how I feel with this nigga on the face, or this one on the screen right now. You should be smacked on your goddamn face. The health protocols, bullshit. The white people are going to come and they're not going to follow those protocols. And that is what Kenyans are talking about, which is not what you're talking about. We've already seen white people's behavior. They can't settle in one place. These people feel like they own the world. pissing me off.
Ensuring that we mobilize to support the patients and treat them. And so far, 2,200 healthcare workers have been trained. But you also know that Kenya has been at the forefront of international response. In 2015, the country that was relied upon by the world to send 157 experts to help Sierra Leone contain and tackle Ebola from 2014 all the way to 2016. I have even been privileged to be part of the health experts that were in DRC and Rwanda border in 2013, and we were more than 90 of us. All of these are health workforce capacity that no other region, no other country has. And so one of the things we want to ensure the country is that we are capable of what we call case management. The other thing is about laboratory. KEMRI is the fourth most prepared laboratory in the entire world when it comes to infectious diseases. As a matter of fact, even the countries that are having outbreaks, when West Africa had the first Ebola outbreak, when there was no vaccine or treatment for the other strains, just like right now, there is a new strain that has no vaccine and has no treatment. It is laboratories like KEMRI where they were bringing samples. Right now, I can tell you without a doubt that countries in our neighboring region are actually relying on KEMRI as a reference laboratory to send their samples to confirm these cases of Ebola. So we are in a very good space when it comes to laboratory strength. We also have key logistical advantage. As you know, we have a last mile distribution from...
This motherfucker is talking nonsense, man. Man, he's pissing me off, man. He's really pissing me off. This...
KEMSA. We also have other mechanisms of distribution. That is why we are relied upon even by the international community, the World Health Organization, the UN body that is in charge of health.
Now, here's the part that will make your blood boil even more. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says U.S. borders are closed to anyone with Ebola, including U.S. citizens.
Something else that I know is concerning people.
So, Kenya is such a joke. Kenya is such a joke of a country right now. So why won't they dump these people somewhere, maybe in Minnesota, in Texas, in Wyoming, where there's no people, as a matter of fact. You know, Wyoming is like more like a countryside country. I don't know, countryside state, right? You know, where there are those trees, put some camps where there's those forests. Why won't they? Oh, but they are busy protecting themselves, their state. But Kenya is an open border for bullshit. Every single time. You want AIDS? Dump it here. You want Ebola? Dump it here. You want what? Dump it here. Just because of one man. Ruto. I don't know if you're listening to Kenyans, you Negro. And maybe you're smart enough. You're ahead of Kenyans, maybe according to what we can see, by working with the RSF, opening the Somali borders, and bringing France in this country. Maybe you'll save yourself through election because of that. Maybe through the help of Macron, you'll get the right weapons. Of course, you've given immunity, and the troops are here to finish all of us, right? But let me tell you, my friend, since you like calling us our friends, or you're my friend, let me tell you, my friend, if you're not listening to Kenyans, bro, man, I don't think, and I feel like it's the same thing with Trump, the advisors around him. These people have wrong advisors around them. And because they want to keep up with this system to oppress people. So you keep on ignoring what people are saying outside. You're like, nah, that's a la, nah. And you're paying goons. You know, you think that's enough. Kenyans are mad. Kenyans are tired. Kenyans are literally swearing to kicking you out in the State House come 2027, no matter what. I don't understand if this man, I don't think he understands what's happening on the ground. People are celebrating you when you land because they want money. But once you're gone, the anger remains the same. The frustrations remain the same. The bitterness is the same. Because whether Kikuyu, Luo, or anyone, we're all going through the same shit. We're buying sukari, sugar, the same price. We're buying ugali flour, the same price. We're now all of us buying fuel, the same price. We're paying the same amount of transport. Duh. You thought you've been Kalenjin, and because Ruto is a president, I'm not going to be paying a high price of buses because now the fuel prices is up, or because our president, who is a Kalenjin, is a president, I'm going to be favored. You're a dumbass. Tribalistic dumbass. And I don't really like literally using insults on my show, but this got me fed up. These and South Africans,
people, because it's on the news, is Ebola. Our number one obligation, we're involved in foreign policy, but even our foreign policy, the number one priority of our foreign policy is to protect the American people. We cannot and will not allow any cases of Ebola to enter the United States.
Oh, so they can enter Kenya though. They can enter Kenya. They can enter Kenya. See these two idiots too? See these two idiots, these two morons, these ones? See Trump, how he looks like a frog that is waiting on the night to make those noises they make. Man.
And so the State Department and other agencies represented here, the Centers for Disease Control, HHS, others are working very, very hard to contain this crisis to the countries where it's currently located, particularly the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And so we've surged assistance to make sure that is being contained there. And obviously, multiple agencies involved here are also very involved in tracking people, just to make sure that nobody comes into this country that has Ebola and creates a problem for us. And we feel like we've got...
Oh, but you can dump people who have Ebola in other countries. Man, I'm telling you, and Africans, we need to start understanding why people are not our friends. There's nowhere where anyone who is your friend is going to do this. There's nowhere, anywhere in the world, if you understand friendship, at least, there's nowhere a friend is going to do this. Or you're going to allow even your friend to do this. So they won't allow this to spread anywhere in any state of America, but the choice of landing Kenya. Oh my God.
Got good efforts in place to do that, and Americans should feel assured that the president and his administration is doing everything we can to protect them on that front. My last point.
Now, the United States, the most powerful country in the world with the most advanced disease control system, has made it clear that it will not allow Ebola-exposed individuals within its borders. Instead, those individuals could be quarantined thousands of miles away.
In Kenya.
And guess where?
Kenya.
In Kenya.
Imagine.
And that is where the debate begins. Mm-hmm. Why Kenya? Why not Uganda? And why not Tanzania?
Why not Uganda? Why not DRC? Because these are the countries majorly. And maybe in West Africa, the one he mentioned, in West Africa, I think it's probably Nigeria. Because I think maybe, and there's just a few cases in Nigeria too. But majorly, it's two countries we know, DRC and Uganda. Why won't those people go to these countries where there's already that problem? Kenya, we've never had a reported case ever in my life have I ever seen. And maybe if there is, I need to do more research. But never in my entire existing life have I ever had of a case, Kenyans or a Kenyan who has been affected or infected by Ebola. Ruto, kitakuramba. We say in Swahili, kitakuramba, bro. Na kitakuramba vibaya. The anger we have, may all this fall on you, man. The anger the Kenyans have, may 2027 show it all. I regret not taking a voter's card because, man, this is pissing me off. God damn it.
You see, both countries are in the same region, both share similar geography, and both are equally close to Congo. Yet, somehow the finger of American diplomatic convenience landed specifically, exclusively on Kenya. And to understand why, you need to go back exactly 6 months ago.
Morning, and I'm really excited to be here today.
Where that conversation had already happened, quietly, diplomatically, and apparently without telling 50 million Kenyans what was being decided on their behalf. On December 4th, 2025, Kenya and the US signed what was hailed as a historic health cooperation framework. The deal made Kenya the first country to enter in such a government-to-government health partnership with the US. Under the agreement, the United States committed 1.6 billion US dollars. That is approximately 208 billion Kenyan shillings over 5 years to support Kenya's health sector.
Imagine, exactly. I said that yesterday, as if it's not enough. We just received funds a few months ago, and other countries are saying no to this. Ruto took all that amount of money in the support of HIV and AIDS and all that bullshit. And now we go back to the question, why are we seeking for support of HIV and AIDS, yet we have over 1 billion worth of medicines, including the HIV medicines, which few months ago you guys said we had a shortage of these medicines. The HIV patients were going crazy, begging you guys, and even demonstrating about it, asking for medicine. Due to corruption, you all hid the medicine and started begging for funds. Oh, the USAID has done this, so many patients are going to be suffering. But we have 1 billion worth of medicines that have expired in KEMSA. God damn it. Man, I always say I wish I was there. I wish I was God or the creator, man. There's no I'm gonna watch all this. Man, I'm snatching your souls in a night. I'm not gonna watch this. Shit. I wish I was. Because there's no way I'd watch people suffering this way. There's no way. I'm going to wipe these motherfuckers out. There's no way. I'm not sure if I can still get one. I have to check that out. I was just saying that, literally telling myself, I have to check if they're still applicable. Because I have to get a voter's card. If they're still applicable, I have to. This weekend, that is what I'm going to do. I have to. Ruto has to go home. We've had enough of this man. We've had enough. We're already giving our healthcare data away. That is not enough, Ruto. Oh my God. This is the worst leadership of... Why is this happening in my time exactly?
I hope to sign many of these in the days to come. But the first one we're going to sign is with Kenya. And the reason why is twofold. Number one, because of our close partnership. Number two, because they have stable and strong institutions, both in government and in the healthcare sector.
And President Ruto's administration,
healthcare center, yeah, indeed,
presented the deal as a major breakthrough, arguing that direct funding would improve accountability and ensure resources reached the intended facilities. But here's what he didn't tell you. America does not write billion-dollar checks out of generosity.
Exactly.
Because every single dollar that leaves US comes attached to a strategic interest.
Thank you.
Buried inside that language of Kenya's celebrated health deal was a language that should have triggered alarm bells from the beginning.
Exactly. That, and what more, because we're talking about 5 years. What more is to be dumped in this country? What more rules are we supposed to take from America? What more do we have to do in the next 5 years since we've already accepted this money? They come, exactly, every penny comes with rules. It doesn't just come, I thought Kenya should be receiving this because you're so generous. You're so generous. So generous, indeed, huh? We're so generous, but we should be, and we don't need anything from you. We don't need, that is Trump's ass. We don't need nothing from you.
And the deal
I can't believe this.
America said was aimed at making America safer, stronger, and more prosperous.
In combination, it will allow us, first of all, to leverage the private sector to create a sustainable.
The private sector, huh? Okay.
U.S. health assistance model.
You see, in diplomacy, every word carries weight.
Exactly.
Nothing is inserted by accident. Every sentence is negotiated, reviewed, and carefully crafted to serve a purpose.
Thank you.
So when a global superpower includes the phrase making America safer in a health partnership with an East African nation, that automatically becomes a job description.
Thank you.
Now, fast forward 6 months later, and the reality of that job description has arrived with terrifying clarity.
Exactly.
Hapana. Tunajua tunasema two term na tuna support serikali.
Umbwa sana wewe. Unafaa uchomwe na acid wewe. You support wewe. I'm using Swahili because wewe.
But hapa kwa Ebola is where we draw the line. Hapana. Hapana. Nini? Nijikute. Hapa kwa Ebola ndo where we draw the line. Hakuna venye inchi fulani inaweza weka Kenya a dumping site.
I mean, it's not just Kenya. Africans, we need to start understanding this. It's not just Kenya that is a dumping site. Africa has long been a dumping site. Long been a dumping site. Long. All throughout history of the so-called independency. We are a dumping site of the rest of the world. Everything. Kenya. It's not just Kenya, but every country, including even, I think Uganda. Yeah, even Uganda. It's gonna get to them. Close the borders, do whatever you're doing, but it's coming to you. Every country that accepted that health bullshit fund of HIV and AIDS and other unknown diseases and pandemic in the next 5 years, you're going to pay the consequences of that money. Every penny. You are going to do what America wants. And there's no saying no. You've already taken the money. And if not, pay back the money. And it's in dollars, honey. In dollars. Not in Ugandan currency, not in the Kenyan currency. In the goddamn dollars. Hello? Shit.
Huh? Kama ni quarantine wanataka kucreate, si wapeleke place Ebola iko kama Congo.
I know.
Place wanajua kudini na hiyo story.
Exactly.
Wapeleke Congo pale, ndani hapo Congo watengeneze quarantine center yao.
Exactly. This should have been held in Congo or Uganda, not Kenya.
Yaani tumetoka kupigana hapa na coronavirus, alafu tena turudi kwa Ebola. Mimi ni two term lakini hapo.
You keep saying two term. Let me tell you, my friend. You know, something these people are not even understanding, also some Kenyans. Kenyans are fed up with other Kenyans who are supporting Ruto. Now we have 2 or 3 incidents of people who are being found supporting Ruto. Acid is thrown on your face, or hot water is thrown on your face. We are the first woman, a woman who died last weekend because of supporting Ruto and even tattooing Ruto. This woman, some young people ambushed her on the road, cornered her. They have been literally monitoring her. You've been supporting Ruto. You went ahead and even tattooed Ruto, and you're saying 2 term when other Kenyans are saying 1 term. Are you trying to tell us you're not feeling the pinch of buying things, how expensive things are? You're trying to tell us you're comfortable more than the rest of us Kenyans. Oh, okay, cool. So someone is giving you money. Is it Ruto? Oh, and you're refusing to share the money with us, which is our stolen taxes, huh? Acid on your goddamn body. And I'm not promoting violence or condoning this. But this is what is happening in this country. Even yesterday, Kamlesh was saying it. Kamlesh was saying this is something we don't want to support, but it's going to be the only way we're going to deal with the boot-licking ass Negroes too. Enough.
Hold on, Trevor, give me a sec. Give me a sec. I know you want me in here. Let me say something real quick, and I'm going to first calm down a little bit. No, you're upset. Calm down. Yeah, Africa's become a dumping site because of African men's cowardice. You ask yourself, how are all these diseases only always in Africa? That's the first questions you got to ask, Joe. How's Ebola got to Africa? And I think you already know the answer. So how's Ebola get to Africa? It always gets around the places where all the minerals are at. Yes, how's that? So like the AIDS thing. Also, imagine you're talking to these people who are openly racist. Rubio is one of the most racist bastards, Joby. Openly racist. You as an African country, you're supposed to already know that these people are not your friends. These people are racist. These people ain't like you as African people. I mean, they have open hatred towards African people, Joby. So why would you be thinking you can sign any deals that's going to be beneficial to you with them when they literally hate African? I'm not talking about pretend. No, they're Trump and Rubio. Their racism has always been out in the open. They've always been openly anti-black, hatred of African people. It's been open their whole lives. The idea that you're going to come make a deal with me and you hate me is absolutely absurd. And that's why people, what Joby says, these puppets are going to get African people killed. And Joby's right. It's not Kenya as a dumping site, it's Africa. But of course you're going to say the country, because remember, they cut you up with the border so Africans wouldn't know each other no more. That was on purpose. That's why you had these goopy boys and you goopy puppets who didn't allow you to know other Africans. Before the white people entered, Africans knew other Africans. You couldn't be a foreigner in Africa like a South African. So let me get on up here. But yeah, imagine, why would you allow somebody, they're not going to allow Ebola in their white countries. Like Joey's right. Why don't you sit around Wyoming? None of these countries, none of these states, they don't got many people. Exactly. Wyoming don't got nobody there, but it got white people there. Utah ain't got a lot of people, but it's white people. So they're not going to bring this Ebola shit around white people. Then shout out to Joby telling the truth again. Are white people going to listen to you Africans with the protocol? Of course not. They don't respect you, and they don't like you. They're not going to listen to what you tell them to do, because you Africans are scared of white people. Yep. So I don't know how you're scared of them, and they know it. So they're going to act all crazy to you. Like Joby says, I know Joby says somebody was in prison talking about Ugali or some shit. That's funny. But that's funny. That was going to be openly disrespectful like that. That's funny. But why would you allow somebody to bring Ebola to your people? Why would you do that? That doesn't make it. You're going to put your own people at risk of being killed to save white people. There's something wrong with your mind. And it's not just Uganda. Of course, Uganda is the dumper site. All Africa is a dumper site. They just used Uganda at that time because the 70s, their puppet. He must have said, well, I really don't want to bring that in right now because he's probably scared. He wants to leave the country to his son. He's probably scared that might be enough to, because he's old. He don't know when he's going to die. So he thinks that might be enough to just, people will finally have enough to overthrow his ass. Because people are scared of Ebola, Joby. It can cause a revolution. You don't know. It's just a groundswell. If people are scared, Joby, do anything. So you can't. No, Mercedes like, I can't bring that shit into my country right now. It might cause an explosion over here. So Ruto is signing all kind of crazy agreements with white people at the expense of African people. But the problem with Ruto, to me, I think the Kenyans right now, honestly, are the smartest Africans on the planet. The smartest Africans in Africa. And I think you might made a mistake, Ruto. You're probably educated. They just are. But that's all I want to say, Joby. I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done.
Thank you. Yeah, literally, yeah. It's not just Africa. It's not just Kenya, I mean. It's Africa that is a dumping site, man. And man, I want to calm down. I want to go breathe here after this. because I feel so furious. I feel emotional. I have all mixture of feelings because of this conversation and the next one we're about to have. This is really, really crazy. That's what I'm saying. This guy on the screen, because he's busy saying two-term. Kenyans are mad. Kenyans are tired. Man, Kenyans are tired. I talk to people personally. I talk to people a lot. Personally, I don't know. I just have an aura that people feel they can just talk to me. I don't know. That's something I've been told to. I have an approachable aura. I have a good aura where people can just approach me. They feel like they're safe to. And I've been talking to people every time I get a chance to talk to someone. Of course, I'm going to include or involve politics, right? And the expression of people are tired. People are tired. So, but this man, I'll not be surprised. You're busy shouting two-term. People are going to find you. And you might be killed. Because right now, anyone who's supporting Ruto, they're not being spared anymore. Because it's like you're trying to tell us you're living better than us. In this country, okay, cool. We'll show you. We shall show you. And we're not supporting this. But this might be one of the ways we can deal with these puppets. Sadly.
Hey, these
bootlickers.
Possible, yes. Hapo ndo draw the line. Hapa tuiti sijui ni president. Hapa ni Ministry of Health. Hapa hapana.
Because Washington started scanning the map of East Africa and remembered something important, that Kenya had recently signed a health partnership designed, in its own words, to help America safer, stronger, and more prosperous in case of danger. And just like that, Kenya found itself in the spotlight. And to critics, it looked as though the United States had discovered the perfect solution to a problem it did not want anywhere near its own borders.
Anything that comes from an international request, it goes by the laws of Kenya. So we will not be breaking the law to have a conversation with partners. Not just the US, but any other partner. It goes by the laws of Kenya. So we want to affirm that our country we are ready, we are capable, and the ministry, we have taken all actions to ensure that we continue being guided by our healthcare workers and our policies to protect our boundaries and also to ensure that every Kenyan is very, very safe. As at yesterday, and you know very well, the World Health Organization declared the situation of Ebola as a public health emergency of international concern. And that was just the other day in May. The Africa Center for Diseases, they have subsequently declared that it is a public health emergency of continental security. And in DRC, we have many cases that are suspected, but they have already lost more than 100 people. In our neighboring country, just here in Uganda, they have about 10 cases, 7 to 10 cases that have been confirmed, and they already have a death. So our proximity to these countries is what should keep us on set, and we are on high alert as a ministry. Therefore, cross-border importation has been confirmed in those countries, and we are doing whatever possible. If you go through the airport today, you must be screened. You're coming back, you must be screened. And we must isolate those people who we may have to suspect or that need to be isolated from other people.
Kenya agreed to strengthen its health system, or did it agree to serve as a regional buffer zone for American health security?
Yeah, so that is what is happening in Kenya, literally. So, of course, like I said, people are really mad. People are fed up. And I believe maybe what Keith is saying could lead to that because people are scared. This has sparked reaction, like reaction from people. They're like, what the hell is this guy doing? What is Ruto doing? As if he's not really done enough. And every time he's making a decision, he keeps reminding people. He keeps reminding people of everything he's done. People are going back and pulling receipts. You accepted giving out our healthcare data. You killed many people in 2024 for saying just we reject the finance bill. And yet, maybe come this June, people might go back to the streets again because we are tired. You want to increase phone taxes. You want to increase house rent. You want to increase, you've already increased tokens. Fuel prices are going crazy. People are paying double, triple the amount of transport they're not used to. We demonstrated recently, two Mondays ago, and you killed some people still. Students just died yesterday in a school. No answers being provided. And this motherfucker is busy saying, who is God? Who is God? Who is God? We opened a church, prayers are working. Bullshit. You're not gonna, that bullshit of religion, it's not working anymore. It's not working, especially in this country. Oh shit, it's not working. Go to the old Negroes who still believe in Jesus is the Lord. Go to them and preach that bullshit. The rest of us, we're fed up with the generation that grew up not wanting to go to church. Like, why the hell are you forcing me to go to church? And now comes the truth that people know even religion is a goddamn scam. So to hell with you and your wife. Using church as Jesus is Lord, who is God. They say, what? It's not working. Stop. It's not working. Man. On this other hand, as we wind up with this conversation, then we switch to South Africa very quick. And then we wind up, since I'm seeing time has gone super fast. It's going super, super fast nowadays. It's crazy. So we have the WHO head who is saying Ebola outbreak can be stopped as soon as he arrives in DRC Congo. So all these years that Uganda, DRC, and maybe Nigeria, because I believe part of West Africa could be Nigeria. How comes you've never brought this cure? How comes? Well, let's listen.
The head of the World Health Organization says the outbreak of the deadly Ebola virus in the Democratic Republic of Congo can be stopped. He was speaking as he arrived in the capital Kinshasa on Thursday evening before traveling to the eastern province of Ituri, the epicenter of the epidemic.
So I came here to show that the communities in Ituri, North Kivu and South Kivu, that they're not alone and that we are here to support. And we understand their pain, but we also understand that they have the energy and all that it needs.
They understand nothing
to stop this.
Efforts to deal with the outbreak are complicated by ongoing fighting in the eastern DRC, and Tedros has urged the warring parties to declare a ceasefire. He also said the WHO doesn't support imposing travel bans because they don't help much.
Actually, when countries are transparently reporting their cases, when you ban travel, it doesn't encourage them, because other countries then will say, okay, if I'm going to be sanctioned or if there will be a ban imposed on me, travel ban, then they might ask, why do I even...
There's a song, shout out to NSG. I love NSG. It's a UK group. I love that group because I'd say I love their music. It just lifts me up apart from just their piano. Yeah, it's the way they sing. It's just like making you believe life can get better. Nothing is permanent, right? There's one song called Politics. And that song says politicians talk nonsense. And that is what we can see here. This man is talking nonsense. Talking nonsense. Exactly. Because that's what politicians do. They talk nothing but nonsense. Nothing that makes sense. Nonsense. So yeah, why isn't it how comes you've not solved or brought cure all along, all those years? Because this is not the first time we've seen an outbreak of Ebola. It's been happening. So now there's a possibility of cure. Where is it now then? Why didn't you come with it? Talking nonsense. Exactly. Let me move away from that. This is another story that I'm just tired of talking about South Africa. But can I stop? Hell no. I want to so bad. But every day you wake up before you sleep, when you're in your toilet, when you're cooking, South Africa news of xenophobia and beating people and killing people is just on your goddamn screen. So, Julius Malema said, now that the Ghanaians are gone, 300 of them, how many 300 jobs were created after the Ghanaians left? Exactly, none. None. And like I said, there'll be none. They'll keep on demonstrating. Of course, he's going to form another demonstration like he did in 2024, 2023, right? When they were singing kill white people. Have we seen anyone killing white people? Oh, hell no. Hell no. They are killing Africans. They were busy shouting, kill white people, kill white people. None. We've seen none. None. It's been the vice versa, killing Africans. Well, yeah, exactly. And it's going to remain that way. You're going to be divided, like we saw. The white people living a good life. You're living in some sacks or some cottons, because that's a norm too. I don't know if they still have that, but I do believe we still have some sacks and some cottons as your houses. Yeah. Because those are the slums. Slums are that bad. There are people living in sacks and cottons, leave alone the iron sheets. People living on sacks and cottons. So I bet those are the same people who are demonstrating because they have zero education. Oh, and of course they perform so bad, like we saw yesterday. That's why they're even jealous about the other Africans' children who are performing well. I think South Africans have the lowest IQ. I don't even need to check. I don't even want to. But just the behavior, I'm now convinced. These people have a low IQ. I don't even want to check. I said so. Now, on this other end, he went ahead after questioning that. He criticized Ghana for evacuating the citizens from South Africa. So my question is, what did you want the Ghanaians to do? Or what do you expect John Mahama, or how do you expect him to react? Because like I've said, I'm not saying John Mahama is a good leader, actually. Again, that man has a list of corruption that some are hidden. A whole long list of corruption that some are hidden. He has been trying, yes, to do things right here and there, but still I don't believe him. I still don't believe him. I'm not going to buy 2 actions out of 100 and believe you're a good person. You must fulfill 99% of them for me to believe you're a good person, or you're really willing to change the country. So we have the South African opposition politician, Julius Malema, who criticized Ghana's decision to evacuate some of its citizens from South Africa following the growing fears of xenophobic violence. Speaking to the media, Malema questioned the timing of the evacuation, saying Ghana's response risked escalating tensions and creating negative perceptions about South Africans. It's not Ghana. We can see it. There's nowhere Ghana is creating negative perceptions about your country. We can see it. Even the blind men can see it from other countries. God damn it. He says that Ghana's response was not necessary at the moment. It creates a perception that we are all like that. And how do we know? You're all not like that. How do we know? The rest of you are not even trying to speak up. It's just some small percentage of you who maybe have some senses of, maybe have traveled the rest of the world and know how to critically think. How do we know it's not all of you? And I'm not saying it's all of you, but how do we know? Hypothetically, how do we know? Malema said that Ghana should have allowed South African authorities more time to deal with the situation internally through dialogue and law enforcement. Oh, so we have to wait. As we can see, they're not helping other Africans, but they're busy helping the Asians in the country. So we should wait. We should wait until the Asians are protected so we can come and handle other Africans from other African countries. The Kweres. Are you kidding me? Are you really kidding me? Are you joking? And this is an opposition leader who is supposed to be for team freedom. Oh, you don't want people to be free now in your country? You don't want people to escape your country? You think that's there's why do you need a dialogue? What dialogue? The Africans themselves have been trying to have dialogues with the South Africans in that country. But no, you didn't want to have a dialogue. You didn't want to. He also went ahead and apologized, said that we are sorry, forgive us. We are so ashamed of ourselves for this madness and xenophobic attacks. So if you're sorry and ashamed, let other Africans leave your country. What is wrong with what Ghana did to protect its citizens? Because your behavior is exposing you. Yes, I want to see. I want to see. I want to see. Look at the... There's a woman beating a man like this. And of course, he's not going to react and beat her up because there are men around there. They might beat the shit out of him to death. So all he has to do is just bend his head and protect himself. This is really painful. Really, really painful. This really pains my heart. But it's happening. I'm gonna put poison in your food and you die. That's what I'm gonna do. Man, if I get a chance, I put a poison in your goddamn food and you die. And I won't regret a goddamn thing. I won't. If I get the chance, you spare me, and I get a bit of your drink or your food, man, you're gone. You're gone. And this is what I'm saying. This is good. Man, your time is coming, South Africans. Your time is coming. And man, I can't wait. I really can't wait. I just can't wait. Sorry to say this, but it's going to give me orgasm. You see how white people get pleasure on seeing white black people suffer? How it's like they get orgasm from it? I'm going to be feeling that way. I swear. I'll be happy to see you Negroes go through the same pain you're making other Africans go through. And I'm not taking my words back. Hell no. Hell no. I'll feel so happy to see you women, you men, and your children that you're teaching. Instead of them being the change, you're teaching your children now to beat other children to death. Man, what has this man to deserve this? What has he done to deserve this? What has he done? for just existing as an African in an African country and creating a job for himself. He's not come to your he does not come to your house to ask for food. For nothing. For nothing. The world is watching you. The world is watching you. We are watching you. We are watching you. And we're not going to forget. Sorry, we're not going to forget. We won't forget. We will not forget. We will not forget. We will not. We're not going to be like you, how you're fed to pigs and you're cool with that. No, we're not going to forget. Hell no. As we wind up, so we have the Ghana. Of course, Ghana took another action immediately after their people landed in the country. Ghana ruled out the automatic renewal of mineral leases for gold fields. The Takwara mines as of 2027 expiry date approaches, signaling a potential major shift in the country's mining policy.
Hold on, Joe. Sorry, pause, step back in. Yes, that's what. Let me just say, I know. I mean, I want to. This for me. This is helping you cool you off anyway. So you know, take a breather real quick. What you see? What you see here happening right here, guys? They're destroying South Africa's image, right? South Africa's image is being destroyed. Their image is being destroyed. So remember, South Africa took Israel to the ICJ, but now South Africa doesn't have any footing to stand on because what's been happening in their country. And like Joby said, the world's eyes are now on South Africa, and it looks horrendous, right? The world's eyes on them. So they've been damaged. And you know it's the white people and the ANC government behind this, the puppet government behind this. That's why the police will be standing while people beating up like Joe said, this man getting beat. Police will be right there, won't do nothing. Police will be there when they looting your business, won't do nothing. So you know the government is behind this because the government that was created by these white people, this puppet fake government, that fake Nelson Mandela's, right, have failed their people. Now, their people should be mad because the country's they haven't got none of their land back. These Kenyans got a little bit of land back, not all of them. These Zimbabweans got a little bit. South Africans have been kept stupid, impoverished, no land, no business, no nothing. So their anger is correct, but it's focused at the wrong person. How's the Somalian or the Kenyan small kiosk guy selling bread in the corner stopping you from getting a job when it's the white people who own all your mines, your gold mines, your diamond mines, who own all your industrial plants, own all your malls, own everything. They own your economy. But you were given nonsense about Nelson Mandela getting out of prison. It was a scam. And he never got nothing back. So that's why you're angry. We get your anger is correct. Same thing did the white people over here. Your anger is correct, but they've orchestrated your anger to the wrong places. And that's sadly, and it's destroyed now, like Joe said, it destroyed your image. Not that the world is watching, the world's already have been watching. And that's why Julius Malema is scared to he shouldn't have did it. They took 800, Ghana took 800 out of there. And so people using you, South Africa, as a way of fighting for black people, even though you never have fought for black people. I don't know why you got that title anyway. It was other people fought for you that got you free. People fought wars. People's countries were bombed. Mozambique, Tanzania, Angola, Botswana. People's countries were bombed defending you. These are the same people you're beating up. You didn't even teach it. You fake ANC didn't even teach your people who helped you get free. It wasn't because you Negroes danced in the streets and sung your goofy songs that you want to believe that white people just became good and they all love you and all that stupid shit. That's why you got one white man in South Africa telling the truth. Yeah, we're bringing more of our white people here because those are our people to take back the country. They're openly telling you now. Yeah, they're illegal aliens, so what? We're bringing our white people in here. While you're beating the black people, the children of the black people that helped you, Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, these countries all helped you. And the ANC never taught you any of this history. Yet they're beating up on these people. This is crazy. And so now South Africa's image has been destroyed because now they're now getting taken to the, and this is why people, you're now getting taken to the Human Rights Commission about charges on you morons for kicking black women out of hospitals and beating up innocent black men like that. There's no way you beat me like that. I don't care what men, I don't care what men around there. We all gonna have to die that day. We all getting this work, exactly. You know, so woman just be beating up on me like you insane. We all just gotta cancel Christmas. We all gotta go because you're not gonna beat me like that. And ain't gonna be no consequence, you know. But this shameful behavior because the South Africans are ignorant, and so the white community has pushed this toward them. And now, like Joby said, you have no protection. Most people like Joby, I understand what's going on, but Africans are mad at you, South Africa. They want you to go back into apartheid. They know that's coming. And they've already, the Nigerians, not Ghanaians, us, ain't nobody gonna help you. And let me be honest with you, South, you've never fought. You didn't fight nobody. You didn't have no Kenyan Mau movement. It never happened. You never had wars against white people. But other African, Tanzanians fought. Nigerians, you didn't fight anybody. Other Africans fought for you. Zimbabweans had a war with the white people in Zimbabwe. It was a war. You never went to war. Other Africans helped you, but the sad fact, your goopy Nelson Mandela shit and the propaganda of white people, you believe that white people became good and they freed you. And that didn't happen. And so Joby's right, your credibility's been destroyed. You can never speak for black people, South Africa, ever again. You can never speak for black people in Africa. That's gone. You know, you don't own any of your government. You don't own the economic base of South Africa. The white people do. So you can't say, "Oh, we're such a strong country." You're not strong. You don't own anything, and that's what's going to kill you. And I actually feel sorry for you guys. What's coming? Because I think the other Africans are going to allow you to be enslaved on the continent for a little while. That's coming because you're too weak and you're stupid. And it's coming. And white people know they're like greasing you up for the slaughter. They implemented this. And so other Africans are not going to help. They're going to have Joby's anger. They already got it. I'm going to say they're going to have it. They already have it. And so they're with Joby. You guys going to hurt. Your goopy hand piano is not going to stop white people from killing you. And taking back everything. But let me let Joby have it. Yeah. Go ahead, Joby.
Mm-hmm. This is crazy. So as we wind up, we have Ghana, which has ruled out the automatic renewal of the mining leases for Goldfields Takora mines as the 2027 expiry date approaches, signaling a potential major shift in the country's mining policy. The development reflects a growing pressure across Africa for governments to secure greater national benefits, control, and participation.
Now, this is what Joby was saying, that you got to start having, and South Africa, Ghana's doing this really because South Africa, because white people were mining those mines in Ghana and making the billions of dollars, and now they got Ghanaian people. So, because all this racism that you white people started with these goopy black people, you got South Africa, you're now getting your mines taken away. So these $1 billion mines you had in Ghana, Ghanaians are saying no more. And the other. So remember, they also own a gold. The white South Africans own a gold mine that Joby showed in Kenya too. In that village, they stole that land, and I think it's a gold mine that the white people own in Kenya. So we'll see what happens with all these mines and businesses that these white people own. They own grocery stores, and all this stuff all over these African countries. So
you will lose. You're gonna lose tourism. You're gonna lose, you Negroes. You're gonna lose. And man, we're here to watch. We're here to watch. We're here to laugh at you. We're here to watch and laugh. The time is coming. You all celebrate right now with this xenophobic behavior, beating men, thinking you're the King Kongs. Yeah, the King Kongs in your country, the Afrikaners, will show you. We'll show you the way. And the Israelites, the Israel people in the your time is coming, you Negroes. Your time is coming. You're gonna be fed to the pigs, ran over, your children being ran over, and there's nothing you Negroes have done about it. Kill white people, kill white people. There's nothing you've done about it. Big mouth with no action. Crazy, man. But much love.
That's it. Yeah, you calm down, Jay. I had to get you calm down. You so angry, you calm down. So much love, family.
Conversations happening on a chokehold. South Africans and Kenya right now, just super crazy. But much love. Thank you, Jiba Jabba John Mosquito, for joining. I see earlier you're saying Ruto should implement a ban on any immigration or tourists with any infectious diseases and have mandatory 14-day quarantine on all visitors. Where? Who?
It should be letting them in the country, because this is that, like I said, and I don't really believe the Ebola scam either. You guys remember when I showed you guys this like 10 years ago, when Ebola was in Sierra Leone, and I showed you it was fake. It was fake. It's all just to scare people. This Ebola thing, where's it come from? Why is it always in Africa? Always starts in Africa. Oh, remember they made Africa the scary name. Ooh, Africa, because Africa's now synonymized with dirt and poverty. Africa, Ebola. And I told you, remember, because they had a guy fly back from Africa to Texas, supposedly died. I said, this Ebola shit is fake. And I proved it. They showed like Joby showed you, they had crisis actors in Libya, in Liberia, pretending to have Ebola. See, when the cameras got turned off, somebody had a smartphone filming them. They had all the Africans laying in the. I'm saying tonight, I'm saying Joby can find that. They probably took it down 15 years ago. They had all the Africans lying on the ground like they were dead from Ebola. And putting that on the news everywhere, right? But somebody had a smartphone and took a video. And as soon as they stopped and said, okay, you guys can get up, everybody that was dead, all of a sudden, everybody got up. Everybody pretend to be dead with Ebola. So I don't even think this Ebola shit is even real. I believe it's fake. I think it's a ruse. Because where does it come from?
Whether it's real or not, this is not a decision we should have been making as a country.
Oh, of course not. I'm not saying. Yeah, I'm not saying that everyone. I'm not saying you shouldn't. Exactly. Well, not you shouldn't rely on your country because you have no cases. Let the shit go. Let the shit come back here to America. Those American citizens, let America do exactly because they don't care. African people, yes, they're racist towards. Why would you allow? Why you allow somebody? They don't want it in their country. They're gonna put it in yours. Imagine the level of disrespect you keep allowing white people to have disrespect to us as black people. God damn. Get the tribal shit out your mind. They don't like African people. Whether you're Kikuyu, Lu, Kamba, a fucking goddamn Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, whatever. They see us one big nigga. Okay, y'all the same. We're all the same to them. And they don't care. But you're going to bring Ebola. You ain't bring, like Joey said, I got Ebola. I come to your house and bring my family with Ebola. I said, Joey, you out of your fucking mind? Yeah, you're crazy. But anyway, much love.
Much love, family. Have yourselves a beautiful day. See you guys. In a few, we're coming back with the Rhythm Scoop Show. And of course, later, remember, we have the Africa Today Show. So tune in and catch up.
Somebody said, Joey, we're having to love my neighbor. Love your neighbor. Love that neighbor.
I don't know who's your lovely neighbor, Joe Mosquito.
No. The Bible verse, Joey, said, love thy neighbor.
Yeah, the Bible. That's the Bible bullshit. Yeah. I'm not loving no South African for their bullshit. I'm sorry. Much love, family. Peace.
Much love, guys.
Out.